central place around here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all for being here today, joining us today. I'm Mayor Aquanetta Warren, the great City of Fontana's mayor. I'm joined with our Mayor Pro Tem, Jesse Armendariz. Let's give him a hand there. And then we have Councilmember John Roberts. We are joined also by one of our planning commissioners, Raj Sangria. We have a department head here. Actually, she's a deputy city manager, Debbie Brazel. And I see our chamber executive director in the audience, Gloria Martinez. Don't you just love Fontana, everybody? Okay, so much for that hairdo. On behalf of the Fontana City Council and staff, I'd like to thank Governor Gavin Newsom and the Department of Housing and Community Development for awarding the City of Fontana with a SB2 planning grant for the amount of $625,000. Thanks, Governor! The City of Fontana was granted the largest award of all the 14 cities in this round of funding, and we're grateful, and we have big plans for that money. I should say this money, but right now it's that money. You may recall that in 2017, the state of California signed into law the SB2 Building Homes and Jobs Act to address the state's homeless. The act mandated a fee for all real estate transactions to create a permanent and ongoing source of funding, specifically for affordable housing development. The goal of the bill was to help finance new and rehabilitated developments for low-income residents. We are going to use this grant to address the housing crisis, beginning with Downtown Fontana. Just look straight ahead, folks. There it is. The City of Fontana is a working-class community that understands the importance of providing housing options for all working family budgets. Everyone should have equal access to housing. In November of 2018, we adopted as a city a new general plan. One of the focus areas of that plan is to provide opportunities to create a mixed-use development in the downtown Fontana. This includes job generation, amenities for the community, and most importantly, a broad range of housing types for a wider range of household sizes, age, income levels, and lifestyles. The old days are gone, everybody. We have to be here for everyone. The Sierra Corridor is an opportunity zone designed by the U.S. Department of Treasury. The purpose of the opportunity zone is just that. It's a wonderful opportunity. Investors come in to spur the area's economic development and revitalize economically depressed communities. Through this grant, we are creating a process faster, I'm going to say it again, faster and more efficient for developers to invest in our opportunity zone. This includes an update to the zoning and development code, expediting the local planning permit process, and preparing a comprehensive environmental document that will eliminate project-specific environmental reviews. The goal is to streamline housing approvals and accelerate housing production. Governor Newsom's office has issued 1.3 million new housing units to be built in Southern California to address the region's lack of housing. Fontana will be one of the cities assigned the new housing units and is making the necessary preparation to do so. We are currently working alongside our development community, thank you development community, Southern California Association of Governments, and the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority. Speaking of our development community, the Building Industry Association is the leading advocate for thousands of buildings here in the state of California and building great communities. creating jobs, and ensuring housing opportunities for everyone. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the President of BIA Baldy View Chapter, Burum.
Thank you, Mayor Warren, and thanks to everyone in the city that was part of pursuing and ultimately obtaining this grant. Once again, putting action behind and fulfilling the goals is what's become the city's mantra. Fontana is open for business. Many discount that message as a nice catchphrase, and most of us have heard it several times over the last several years if you're interacting with the city leadership. But if you think it's just a catchphrase, I'd say that you're not paying close enough attention. The leadership in this city, from its great mayor and city council to its planning commission and senior staff, are preparing Fontana for the future. In addition to focusing directly on housing and the needs of the housing community today, our mayor is looking forward to the future in helping develop the workforce that's going to be needed to develop and build those homes. So among other crucial endeavors that she's taken on as a personal mission, the mayor has been leading the conversation on workforce training and educating the youth of today for jobs that they'll all have tomorrow. Mayor Warren's built a coalition of educators, business owners, and other local leaders, and she's actively working towards the goal of preparing a locally grown workforce that'll support the business growth and create new economic opportunities for our city. The City Council is leading the charge on proper and smart growth in the city. They're taking a proactive rather than reactive approach to streamlining the development process by recommending adoption of a form-based development code. This forward-looking policy direction provides more predictable timeline and better defined parameters for the development entitlement process. What may be a surprise to many of you is it's not often costs and revenue projections that stymie a project and keep them on the shelf. Often it's unpredictability of processing and timelines that'll set aside a project. So having a form-based development code, something that's more predictable, will hopefully bring a lot more projects off the shelf and into sticks and bricks in the real world. We're very much looking forward to the adoption of that. In my short time within the leadership of the Building Industry Association, I've had the pleasure of working directly with virtually every growing city in our region, with leadership at all levels, cities and counties. And without hesitation, I can say that Fontana has been the city that's been the most engaged with the Building Industry Association. We don't always agree on policies and processes, but we share a goal of helping to lessen the impact of this housing crisis, and they engage us in conversation, and we have respectful dialogue. And as long as we continue to have a seat at the table, we'll continue working together to help reduce the impacts of this crisis. So thank you for having us here today, and congratulations again. Great.
Thank you, Philip. I'd like to welcome to the podium the Executive Director of BIA Baldy View Chapter, Carlos Rodriguez.
Well, good morning. It's great to be home in many ways. Every time I come to Fontana, it brings back memories of growing up in the Village of Heritage. It's the home I grew up in when my father, after parting ways, my mother was then a single mom raising two children, and it was Fontana that provided that opportunity for her to be a homeowner and continue to raise three children. So it's good to be here, and I think that story is something that's going to be more and more possible for residents in this great city because of this grant. So again, it's an honor to join you this morning. My name is Carlos Rodriguez. I serve as the Chief Executive Officer for the Building Industry Association Southern California's Baldy View Chapter, or BIA. The BIA represents roughly 1,100 member companies throughout Southern California, and our mission is to collaborate with local government leaders on policy solutions to address the housing needs of our growing region. We'd like to first start off this morning in commending the Fontana City Council and your talented staff for successfully securing this significant Senate Bill 2 grant of $625,000. BIA supported the passage of SB 2 back in 2017 in hopes of opportunities like today, where leaders such as Mayor Warren and the Fontana City Council would take a momentous step forward to finding solutions to addressing our housing shortage and work toward providing more quality housing options at all socioeconomic levels, particularly in the downtown area. As our President Phil Burum said a moment ago, one of the most significant obstacles in new home development is a lack of certainty and the delay in the entitlement process. The SB2 grant funds will give Fontana a competitive edge over other cities. This grant will help the City of Fontana develop a strategic plan to update a variety of planning documents and processes that streamline housing approvals and accelerate housing production. Ultimately, these local processes improvements will expedite local planning and permitting. It's no secret that San Bernardino County is in the midst of a housing shortage, roughly an estimated 70,000 units short countywide. But the good news is, as we work together to address this crisis, there's a potential of 7 new jobs for every new home that we build, and an estimated economic impact countywide of $2 billion if we address the housing shortage in San Bernardino County. A recent study by Cal State San Bernardino also noted that our county is 9th out of 58 counties in residential overcrowding. That's more than 1 person per room, and noted a 1% reduction in household overcrowding corresponded with a 1% reduction in crime and a 1% increase in high school graduation rates. So quality housing helps our economy, reduces crime, and helps in education attainment. Likewise, we commend the city for integrating their housing and opportunity zone efforts. As the mayor mentioned, opportunity zones are an economic development tool, and that is, they are designed to spur economic development and job creation. So the merging of the two goals makes perfect sense. In closing, I want to once again congratulate Mayor Warren and the Fontana City Council on this milestone accomplishment, and the BIA looks forward to continuing our rich tradition of collaboration with the City of Fontana to ensure we fulfill our moral obligation of addressing our housing needs in our growing region. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Coming to Downtown Fontana in 2020 is the 8480 Lofts, a 6-story residential building with the ground floor being for commercial and retail uses. Behind this project is New Legacy Development President Jose Carson. Can you join us?
Good morning. It also feels good to be home. I grew up in Fontana, and it's such a joy to see these things taking place in downtown. I feel that for the last couple of decades, the capital has underestimated these downtowns and the potential that we have out here due to having the mass transit, Metrolink station here, and the bus routes coming up and down the Sierra Corridor. This is the area that's prime for development because we can build up. The state has been very good to work with on passing these laws that enable the higher densities to come to downtown. So for us as developers to see that there's a way to streamline these projects and basically reduce the time in half, let's say, is amazing. As you know, the money doesn't come back until the project's finished, so to think that you can cut down 10 years and realize that, have it materialize in 5, really brings a smile to my face. So I am very happy with the leadership here and what the mayor and council have done, and I'm very much looking forward to what the future has in store for downtown Fontana. We have multiple projects in the works now, and more to come. So I'm very pleased with higher staff as well for everything they do for the city, and be ready because we have a lot of good stuff coming your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. The City of Fontana is excited about the project that he's bringing. It's going to provide housing, it's going to provide retail and commercial, and he just recently finished completion of another project. How do you say that name? A Space. And in that, he has been able to create various offices for particularly people that are looking for a place in the hub zone. We all know that California faces a huge crisis with housing. Also, the affordability challenges are massive, but they can be taken care of. And as stated by our previous speakers, working together, we can make such a huge difference for our community. There is no reason why any of our children have to move out of Fontana when they become adults because they can't afford to move here anymore. Or the existing housing doesn't exist that they want for the lifestyle they're looking for. Fontana has taken a whole different attitude toward this process, and we've decided that we want our residents to live in our city. We want those that work here to live here in our city. We're on a whatever it takes, we're willing to do attitude. We demand quality, but we will provide assistance. We are committed to working with all of our partners at the local county level, the state, and federal level. We are going to create those affordable housing options that we've just been reading about or staring at in other communities. Those days are gone. We are in Fontana, we are open for business, and we are not playing around. And we will make sure that this grant is utilized to address this crisis, and we will make sure that we provide that so needed housing. So we're looking forward to working with you all. And I guess at this point, Martha, if there are any questions from our press. Okay, no problem. That ends our press conference today. Thank you all for coming. I see everybody here. I see that our president of the Chamber of Commerce for Fontana, Phil Cawthon, just joined us. I look out in the audience and I see one of our business owners who is doing apprenticeships, is trying to move downtown, TSAA. They have been given a grant from the state, and they're working with our workforce development at the county also to help young men and women achieve a career goal of being able to afford a house and take care of themselves. And I also see various educators. Thank you, Ray, from the entrepreneur. Wait, how do I say that? That's right, from San Bernardino. Thank you for showing up today, because we are working with our educators to make sure our children. Is that a wow? That's a new one. Stop it, John. Make sure our children are ready for all these jobs we're bringing in. So thank you for attending today.